Can anyone else hear the intro music right now? Because I'm hearing it loud and clear. Once again, I suck at intros, so I'll just start giving a little bit of context. I was not alive in the 80s. This is a surprise to no one, but my parents were, and they got me addicted to their childhood cartoons, namely Voltron and She-Ra, and now I have an addiction. I spend so much money recollecting their childhoods. They should have just kept it. They should have just kept their toys, but instead I have to buy them all back. Also, a little bit of Voltron context. 80s Voltron was a cartoon for children about these dudes who pilot robot lions who all come together to form Voltron, a giant robot who fights aliens. And it's, well, I would say it's based on, but originally there was a Japanese anime called Beast King Go Lion, and an American company just took the animation for it and made a whole different show based off the animation. It's not really a dub because so much of it was changed, but I'm not sure if it's like a reworking, maybe? I don't know what the technical term is. Anyway, here's the box for the castle playset. Look at it in all its glory. All of its poorly photoshopped glory. Look at that. They did not even try to edit that in there. It's just, ugh. I love it. It's got a bunch of different characters on it. This is just the box. I have the playset. We'll show that next. But I got it for $40 because I had a ton of in-store credit, so I didn't have to pay full price. I'm missing a ton of the interior accessories, but I have my favorite parts, so it's fine. I just knocked something over. It's fine. It's got little panels on the side. Yeah. I'm missing the key. That's unfortunate, but you know, when you pay $40, what can you complain for? I love their little logo. Pidge. Little dude. How do you have a driver's license, man? Then here, let me get out of there. Here's the top part, if I can get it without knocking over literally everything. Ooh, it's got that little lion head. We love it. Moving on to the actual castle. As much as I love these toys, the line wasn't really that well thought out because they gave us the castle, Voltron, the characters, Robeast, and the villains. They didn't give us a villain home base, and they didn't give us an enemy the same size as Voltron because the Robeasts they gave us are like barely bigger than the actual figures of the people, and they're supposed to be the same size as Voltron, so I don't know how that's supposed to work. But they're neat, I guess, you know. Also, some of my stickers aren't very well applied, or maybe they just like melted off, you know? But I love it so much. Here are some of the other sides. Come on, stay close, we're not there yet. Yeah, I like the star window. It's got the top bit. You may have seen on the box that this part pops off. There's a little carrying handle. Got the little turrets, all 4 of them. I love it. Also, the plastic is kind of yellowed and gross looking, but you know what? If you're 40 years old, you're allowed to look a little jankety. Is that offensive to 40-year-olds? I don't know. When you're 40-year-old plastic, you are expected to look a little bit jankety. How about that? Anywho's-its. it is now open. Over here we have the little doodad that, they swing from so they can get to their lions, and their little hands clip in there. Nothing's really going on down there. I'm missing a lot of the interior pieces, like I said, but you know what? It's just like that sometimes. That little door opens. This, it's kind of hard to see in there, but where am I? I'm looking through the camera. Why are you not focusing, friend? Why are you being so rude to me? Just got all the little lines on there. Huzzah, huzzah. You got this room. And the crypt. Kind of morbid for a kid show that isn't even allowed to really acknowledge death. Especially since there's a ghost of Alora's father. Alfor, what are you doing here? Why do you keep appearing in random episodes to deliver wisdom? I'm missing his lid to his coffin, but R.I.P. dude. Also, this is where the key goes. Obviously, I'm missing it. All the little characters originally came with keys, though, and I don't have those either, so you know what? Consistency, I guess. Now my personal favorite part, the characters. So I have both the row beasts. We got Scorpius and Mutilor. I have 2 Mutilors because, I had one, and then I went to a local toy store, same one I got this thing from, and they had a buy one, get one free deal, and you know what? I'm not immune to the allure of a little trinket, obviously, so now I have 2 of him. I don't know. But these guys in the show would arrive to the hero planet Eris in giant flying spaceship coffins. They made toy versions of them. I have one of them. I have Scorpius's. I have his. Pardon my inability to speak. It's a black coffin called the Coffin of Darkness. I do not have his. I forget what exactly it's called, but it's red. It's kind of neat looking. Also, these are loosely based off row beasts that appear in the actual show. There's tons of them in the actual show, but these look very similar to ones in some of the earlier episodes. I'm forgetting how to speak all of a sudden, pardon my pauses, but this guy, the one he's based off of, one crucial difference is that the one in the cartoon had a Lady Gaga brassiere, if you catch my drift. Do with that information what you will. Next up, Booyah. Got a drool robot, and I think they call him like a skull scavenger in the packaging, which is interesting. They would never refer to that in the show, I don't think, but what do I know? And I think he's called like a dual commander. He's something commander. But in Voltron, these were all robots. In Beast Can Go Lion, they were, in fact, real people. They had to make them robots in Voltron because, they die a lot. You can't really show that to the kids, I guess, apparently. Even though there's literally a ghost in the show. Guys, come on. Anywho's it's Hagar, also known as Nerva in Beast Can Go Lion. In Beast Can Go Lion, she was Zarkon's mother, Zarkon known as Dibazal in Beast Can Go Lion, whereas in Voltron, they had no blood relation, as far as we can tell, but they did have romantic interest in each other in the past. So, once again, reiterating that Voltron and Beast Can Go Lion are not a Japanese version and English dub of one another. They've changed way too much. But she's definitely the cheapest figure. She's just like hollow plastic, a moving arm, and the little swivel head. She did come with like a staff though originally, which I do not have. But she does have little Kova in her arms. Best boy with rabies. she's just a evil witch who goes around doing magic and being witty. Love her. Love her one-liners. Then we got Czar Krusty, known as Dibazol in Beast Can Go Lion, who's a lot more intimidating in Beast Can Go Lion, but you know what? That show is a lot more gruesome, so they get a pass there. But in Voltron, I'm gonna go out and say that he was definitely second in villainy to his son. Zarkon wasn't nearly as evil as Lotor. Well, maybe evil isn't the right word. Less antagonistic? Lotor was definitely the main antagonizer. Using words repetitively. It's fine. But anyway, I got this figure for my birthday. My mom got him for me. I love his little outfit. It's oddly detailed. I mean, his face is hideous. But you know what? He wasn't that good looking in the cartoon anyway, so... accuracy! Then we got this loser. With his god-awful hairline. Another thing about 80s Voltron is that the animation changes drastically from episode to episode, and sometimes even mid-episode they'll change, I guess, what group of animators did the episode. But the second season of Voltron actually was a made-for-US release, so they hired a new company to make new episodes instead of just taking episodes from Beast Can Go Lion. So that was also a huge style shift. It was interesting to behold. I just wanted to bring that up because Lotor in some episodes, he looks kind of pretty, you know? He looks bearable to look at. But then in others, it's like, dear Lord, get that thing off my screen. Next, my Pookies, my babies. Let's do Allura first, ladies first. I almost said the only lady figure. I guess I just completely forgot about Hagar all of a sudden. But she actually has blue eyes and her little tiara. Originally they all came with little helmets, but I don't have any of those because they're like the size of a pinky. She's so cute. I love her. One of my core memories of watching this as a child, because I want to say 4 or 5 when I watched Voltron for the first time. One of the scenes that stuck out to me the most was that episode where Allura steals the Blue Lion to try and like prove herself that she can be a pilot, and she ends up getting hurt. She wakes up in bed and everyone's like, dude, girl? And she's like, I gotta keep doing it, I gotta keep trying, I gotta protect my people. And then Nanny, her governess, shows up, which I don't know why you would name a governess Nanny. Well, I guess, she wasn't assigned governess at birth, but you know what I mean. Nanny grabs Allura, puts her over her knee, and spanks her in front of the entire team. Frickin' weird, dude. Moving on to our rabies child, Pidge. In all previous iterations of Voltron, before VLD, he was a dude. So, I'm not mad. It doesn't bother me that they made him a girl in VLD. What bothers me is how they changed everyone's personalities. Pidge, not so much. I feel like Pidge is very similar. But everyone else is just sort of like, Having said that, though, I feel like Hunk had a glow up in the sense that in the 80s version, he was just sort of an angry man who liked food. Whereas in VLD, he's just like a softie who also likes food. But, there's a lot more going on with him in VLD. Well, I guess in Beast Can Go Lion, the original, he had a deceased younger sister. Trauma builds character. Next up is the boys they changed the most. Though I will say that VLD isn't the first to try and make Keith like this edgy macho man. Keith in 80s Voltron was just a guy, he just likes reading poetry and he's scared of the dark and he's just a guy, And every iteration after that tries to make him the macho leader. They even gave him like these crazy muscles compared to, say, Lance. Well, the figures at least, but, you know, in the cartoon, they were just little dorky dudes. He was a little softy. Lance, though. Lance was the bad boy. I don't know why they made him so hammy and BLD. But no, Lance was... He had trauma, man. His whole thing was that... He wasn't from Earth, first of all. He's from a different planet that got invaded by the bad guys, the Drool, or the Gulra, depending on which version you're watching. And, he's the sole survivor of his community. He's got issues, survivor's guilt. R.I.P., dude. I mean, he's not dead, obviously. But, see, just look at their arms. Why would you do that to Keith? Why'd you make him look like that? It's tragedy, man. Make Keith soft again. As a little bonus, though, look who I got. Hunk from the 90s, from Voltron the Third Dimension. The one that had the horrible 3D animation. But it was also the one that gave us the iconic line of, "Can you sign my Voltron JPEG?" So, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.